went through a lot of ideas when it came to how to raise these timbers. Both of these Douglas firs are about 25 feet long, 26 feet long, and they weigh about 1,200 pounds. Ideally, it would be good to bring in a crane, but with a crane, it's about a $500 float charge to get the crane there. And because of the size of the crane that we were going to need to be able to reach in far enough into the house, it was quite a large crane. The cost was going to be $120 to $180 an hour. As a new timber framer, I just wasn't sure that I was going to have the ability to have all of my mortises and tenons fit perfectly the first time around. My father-in-law had the idea to rent these manual lifts for the same cost to have that crane floated to our property and then sit there for the hours that it was going to take us to erect this structure. We were able to rent these 4 of these manual lifts for probably half the cost, and we had them for 4 days. So in the end, there was some scary moments, but overall, things went pretty smoothly with these manual lifts, and it allowed us the time to be able to take our time and get these ridge beams raised without a lot of struggle and effort.
You'd forever change my life. I would up and go. I would up and go. I'd walk out of sight. But I'm glad I rearranged it, rearranged from falling apart. Because you built me a mosaic, a perfect puzzle to capture my heart. And so I promise I'll be there for you. I'll pick you up when you fall. You know I'll be here when you need me to, you need me to, so you won't have to stand alone.
Every day that my heart will be in your hands. So I promise I'll be there for you. I'll pick you up when you fall. You know I'll be here when you need me to, you need me to, so you won't have to stand alone. So you won't have to stand alone. And so we start building up from the bottom. We'll
stop it and walk away.
Sometimes it feels like these old ways are hanging on like wax, dripping off a candle, burning slow. These days and dragging on, and dragging on. Oh Lord, sometimes these days I don't know. Yesterday is over and tomorrow ain't here. Although I'm 7 years sober, I can't stop looking at my rearview mirror. I could slide back to those wild days, make my way back to those simple times, but I'll keep standing by the highways on these lonely roads, begging like a poor man, begging like a poor man. Yesterday is over and tomorrow ain't here. Although I'm 7 years sober, I can't stop looking at my yesterday is over.
Up to this point, things have gone pretty smoothly. It's been a couple of days at this point, and the manual lifts have been working out pretty well. It's hard to tell from the video, but if you look in the background, the trees are really starting to blow. The timber that we're raising, the timber itself, the beam or the ridge beam, is about 1,200 pounds, and then the king post and the other post, they're probably about 300 pounds in total. So at this point, our manual lifts are pretty much at their max rating, and then the winds really started to pick up. The timber frame was starting to swing a little bit, and we all kind of ran out of the house, trying to decide on our next move. After discussing it from the safety of outside of the house, we finally decided that we only had to move the timber frame about another foot, and then we could drop it into position, and the tenons would slide down into the mortises, and the timber frame itself would stop the swinging. So we all went back into the house, picked our emergency exits in case things went wrong, and just did what had to be done. In the end, it only took a couple of minutes to finally get it into place, and everything stopped swinging.
7 years sober, I can't stop.
You gonna let go? Oh, yeah, hold on, don't stand that.
You don't stand it.
I gotta lube it. Right? No one reminded me. What the hell?
Get the hell up here. Why does it have to be lubed? It's not fitting anything.
The lube is end grain sealer to stop it from
Oh, that's not lube then, that's sealer.
checking. It's the same jug.
Yeah, but is it different? Hey, you know what we need to do? We need to get that scaffold in position. You want to swing that out of the way. I'm going to hold this here.
Yeah, let me go grab the other ladder.
So nobody move that and hold it down.
Can't stop looking at my rearview mirror. There's villains filling up my head space. Yesterday is over and tomorrow ain't here. Although I'm 7 years sober, I can't stop looking at my yesterday is over and tomorrow ain't here. Although I'm 7 years sober, I can't stop looking. I can't stop looking. I can't stop looking. Lord, help me stop looking at my rear view.
Eli, probably need you down to help the, I guess I can get it up there. Maybe. Or you have enough room for your ladder, or did you use that ladder, or did you stand over there on that beam when we lifted it the last time?
We lifted it, we took that end, put it on top of there,
Okay.
and if you put a sling on that other end right away,
Okay.
Which end do you want the sling?
that end there.
Go back. Okay. I'm not sure about little guy.
Little guy in the wrong place.
Yeah,
Well, where's your ladder?
not here.
You got it. Keep walking towards me.
You want to stay with this?
Yeah. Did you have one in there?
Do I?
Yeah.
Leave it out. Oh, now you went down the other short.
I wasn't ready for him to let go, grab it for a second so I could regrip. Slid back.
Do you need this ladder set up first?
Try and get it so you can teeter it on this.
No, definitely.
That one's moving.
Amazing we were able to do those big ones.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing this now.
Yeah.
Is it teetered?
No, but it's light. Yeah.
Are you calling me?
Yeah.
But
If I can just get that
That's
strap.
if just. I think she can hold this because it's really light right now.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
There you go.
How about that?
Or Eli could just do
Or
it all
leverage
magically.
it. Yeah.
Got it, Joe?
Oh, I got this.
Jeans.
Keep holding it fast.
Okay, not too far. Cause we gotta get, oh, well, you can get me. Tip it, let me have it. You duck under it. Okay?
Steady that ladder, Kirk.
You wanna set it back down?
Good.
Well, I have to lift now.
If you slide it more that way, I have that
Want
slide
to get
there.
where I am, Kirk, and then I can get in the middle again?
Yeah. And that. Need the other ladder?
No, you're good. Just come on that one.
No, I mean you.
Or you want me back on the other side then? You wanna get on the beam then?
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting it there. Okay.
Just, I got that. Oh, that's good. Gus died it.
You gonna go up more still? In a bit. Okay. Now let me start this screw. Are you up? I can go all the way in?
Yeah, I'm up on top.
What's that? I did 2 inches. Okay. Hey guys, so today is Friday. No, it's not. It's Thursday. But I think it's my last day of working on the house today, or this week. It's been 3 almost solid weeks timber framing and stuff like that, so I think tomorrow, I know Jess is off work and the girls are down, so I think tomorrow's gonna be more of a family day and tackle some small kind of fun projects. But let's give you a little tour here. So we've got the ridge beam up finally. Let's go inside and we'll kind of walk you through it. We'll go in from the basement. The grand reveal. Yeah, so it was a pretty crazy week. Started 3 weeks ago, but Monday we started with the equipment. We hired a like a friend, kind of a handyman type guy, Eli. He came over. He's a young guy, so he's got lots of muscle, and that's definitely what we needed. But and then my father-in-law came over. But let's go up. So from even coming up from the basement, I mean, you can kind of get just the grandness of this timber frame that went up. You know, it's crazy because you look at the blueprints over and over and over again and pictures of the place, but I never imagined the scale and the height. So from here up, it's 22 feet. I'm not sure how it's going to come out in video, but so there's the bent that we raised a week or so ago with our friends, and then starting on Monday we went with the king post up to that ridge beam. That scarf joint is right in the middle of there, and then it goes over. We'll wander up the ladder here. So up on the second floor, you know, you can kind of, I hope, get the sense of height. From the floor up, it's a little over 12 feet. So it's a pretty massive space up here. The scarf joint, I still have to bolt it. There's stainless, or not stainless, there's threaded rod, 2 of them that go through, one on each side of that scarf. I'm not sure how well you can actually see the scarf, but it came out quite nicely, nice and the joints, there's not much there. You can see a little bit on the bottom here, but and then the 2 giant, well, they're 8x8, a little over 12 feet, and then through here will be the stairs down, and the stairs will match those ones, so it'll have a winder at the bottom there, and then it'll come up to this level. On this side here, this wall continues all the way up to the ridge there, and then on the other side of the stairs it's open, so you'll see this back wall from down in the great room. Today was just finishing up some odds and ends. I got a little bit more bracing on this ridge. Not that I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I mean, the tenon is about 10 inches down, more than that, about 11 inches down through the floor here. I think you can kind of see it on this outside one. I Like it goes down past the floor into that other beam, and then there's 2 pegs down at the bottom that are holding that mortise into the tenon, or sorry, that tenon into the mortise, and the same is up here. So each one of these has 2, you know, the mortise goes like 6.5, 7 inches into that ridge beam, and it's a 6-inch wide tenon. So, and even without that, I mean, the weight of this timber is, you know, about 1,000 pounds. So it was a little hairy getting it up here, but it's all said and done. And then those braces are actually permanent. I'm sure they have a little bit of a structural component to it, but they're not timber framed in. I'm not sure why the blueprints called for it that way, but they use timber screws. So they're what were those? Those are 12-inch screws going into that beam and down into there. And then this will be closed in with windows on both sides. But next week, actually Saturday, we're starting. My son's coming down and we're going to start framing the exterior walls for the 2nd floor. So that'll be pretty exciting. But there'll be more about that next time. Until then, have a good one.